know I got the receipts, girl. You know I got the receipts. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl Sweet Pea, and I'm back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Oh my goodness. So, you guys, it's Nikki, not Nikki, my moderator. Good morning, Mrs. Jordan. Good morning, Coach LP. Good morning. Dear Yvette says good morning. Now, as you come in, be sure to shout me out, and I'll shout you out as well. Now, hey, Tammy. You guys, I'm not buying it, okay? I'm not ready to just give Storm Monroe a pass. I'm sorry, and I'll tell you why. So, in case you've been under a rock and you do not know what has been going on the YouTube, Storm Monroe and Armon Wiggins, they had an iconic interview. I believe Armon's interview with Storm is at over 50,000 views already. It has not been 10 hours. So you know that that is an iconic interview, iconic video, because they have been beefing for some time. Tasha K is the puppet master. She's behind it. You know, she put Storm up to beefing with Armon. So we thought, okay, that's what the narrative is, what we thought. But Storm really gave, I don't remember, he gave a whole lot of, I'm not so sure. I don't remember. You know, he gave a whole lot of putting the blame on Tasha K when he could, when he acted like he did remember what Armon was talking about. And Armon had, of course, all his bits and, you know, everything laid out what he wanted to ask. And I don't blame him, because if you've been beefing for some time with somebody and you know that there's a puppet master pulling the strings, and you're just trying to figure out why is this person doing these things to me, you're going to have your stuff laid out too when you get that chance to talk to him. So I'm not mad at Armon at all for laying that out and wanting to get answers to why, you know, why did you guys do this? Why did you dox my father? Why? But I'm just not ready to just throw in the towel with Storm. Here's my problem that I have with Storm. You are a grown man. And see, this is what I say about giving Tasha K too much credit. You know, when I came up here on YouTube, you know, Tasha is a big name, and there's a couple other people that are a big name in this space, but she's not God. Come on. She's not the queen of YouTube. And y'all just gave her too much respect, too much power, too much, you know, too much juice. You gave her this juice, and I just don't understand why. I mean, she's a person just like everybody else. She's a YouTuber just like everybody else. She's got to get the numbers and the views just like everybody else. So I don't understand why she had all this thunder, and why a person would be willing to relocate from all the way across the country, wherever they're living at, to come all the way to some unknown city to roast and gag. I mean, no. Hey, Susie. Hey, the real Virgo Queen. Hey, Baltimore, Bama. You guys, hey, welcome to the stream. You know, but I'm not, you know, I'm not buying that. Like, okay, so one thing about Storm, and one thing that I do notice, Storm knew exactly what it was he was going to do. Storm, he had it all planned out, right? And he was just playing the game. That's what I got from this interview. Armon had a lot of questions. Armon was like, "Why did you do this? Why would you? It was this a play? Did you got?" And it was a lot of, I don't remember. Like, yeah, but I'm not sure. Like, as if he wasn't in it. Like, Storm wasn't in it 100%. He was in it for his. He had his own agenda, and I used to say that all the time. He has his own agenda. He knew what it was he was trying to do, but Tasha might have had her own agenda. But Storm, he did what he came to do: grow his channel, get his numbers, get his money, get his following, and go on about his business. All of that, I'm using him against Armon and all of this. Yeah, maybe Storm knew that was something that was underlining, but Storm was not really in it for that reason. That's what I'm getting out of it. She used him, and used him as a pawn in this game that she was playing, but Storm had a whole nother agenda. But what I do not understand is how a grown man can allow a woman that he does not know, he only knew via YouTube, to have him uproot himself, come all the way to an unknown city that he doesn't know, sign a contract. Now, how are you signing a contract? What's wrong? You okay? How are you signing a contract with someone and you have no idea who this person is? You just met them on YouTube. This is why they fell out the way, they had fallen out, because Storm didn't really know Tasha. He didn't really know who she was as a person, what makes her tick. You know what I'm saying? This is all a YouTube relationship. It wasn't, you trying to mix business with pleasure. When you come there as an employee, a mentee, or whatever he want to call himself, whatever he was, with Tasha K, you cannot mix personal with business. That's where they went wrong as well. Now, if that's going to be your employee, that's going to be your employee. There shouldn't be any personal dealings going on. That's why they fell out. And that's why it's only a matter of time before her and Chelsea fall out. Because you can't mix business with pleasure. You can't take these people and have them as employees and then put them up under you, and you're orchestrating their life. Like, once I'm done with YouTube, once I make my video, I'm off the clock. And what I'm doing in my personal life is my business. So I did hear that, yeah, Susie, Storm was watching those comments too much for me. It didn't seem genuine. He's trying to save face. Armon wanted to move in my opinion. Right. Armon wanted why. He was laying out scenarios and plays that Tasha and Storm was running. And Storm just gave a lot of, I don't know, I don't remember, as if it really wasn't a big deal. He wasn't, he knew that Tasha wanted him to go up against Armon, but it really wasn't a big deal for him. And I don't believe it was. I believe that a lot of that wasn't Cap. I believe a lot of that wasn't Storm just sitting there trying to act like, he was acting and playing dumb. I really believe that he wasn't paying it any mind. He was doing it for that time, because he was in the moment and he was doing what he was told. But that wasn't his agenda. His agenda was to get his numbers, get his clicks, get his views, get his money up, and do what he's doing now. Be done with that contract and go on about his business. Once I use you for what I need, it's giving very much, I'm going to get ahead off your name. I'm going to give what you're giving me. I'm going to use it to, I'm going to use it 100%. And as he should. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. I think that Tasha thought that Storm was stupid. That Storm was, not as smart. She didn't give him as much credit as she should have gave him. Storm was playing the game, and he was really playing the game on Tasha. He wasn't playing the game on Armon. He was playing the game on Tasha. He knew exactly what it was he came there to do. Tasha just saw a man that he can go up against Armon. But what Storm saw was an opportunity. I'm going to use this to the best of my ability. But, signing a contract, I mean, this is just YouTube. This is what I don't understand about y'all. I don't understand the, I've been on here since 2020. I've worked hard. I put in I studied the algorithm. I studied YouTube and figured out, and I know everyone is not that, intellectually inclined to do that. A lot of people don't understand YouTube. They don't understand, how it works and everything. But I sat there and I analyzed it and learned it. Anybody could do that. But jumping up under another YouTuber because she's got a larger name, a larger platform, more subscribers, and you sign a freaking contract, bro, for YouTube videos. Are you serious? But see, this is just, it speaks to this clout that people have given Tasha K, and I just don't understand it. I never will understand it because I look at her like just any other person. I don't look at her like she's some big time celebrity. So for him to uproot himself, come and sit up under Tasha K and learn, he did what he was supposed to do. I'm not mad at him for that. I think that he used it to the best of his ability. And where he is now, she wants to get that credit, which is why I will never sit up under anybody so that they can be given the credit for when I get successful. Oh, he's my son. Now she's calling him her son. If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be where he's at. But you still got to put in the work. When you're doing YouTube, you still got to be the one to put in the videos. You still got to be the one turn that camera on. It is your image and your personality that the people are drawn to, right? So I'm just like, a contract. He said, oh, I was waiting on this contract to be over in order to come out and speak. I was waiting on the contract, a YouTube contract. Is the contract even like, I would really love to see that contract. I would really love to see that contract. But yeah, watching that video, watching that interview, of course it's going to do numbers because it was just this whole beef between Armon and Storm has been going on for so long. But it was, again, manufactured. Like I talk about all the time. These are manufactured beats. Tasha K orchestrated it behind the scenes. It's clear that she orchestrated it. But Storm wasn't really, in this interview, he was acting like he wasn't really a part of that. Yeah, Tasha might have had that as an agenda, but my agenda was getting the numbers. My agenda was getting my channel, building my channel. I don't know what her ass was over there doing, but me, I was building my channel. So now she wants to talk about how he's square, he's gay, he's this, he's that. But it wasn't giving any of that when he was your mentee, when y'all was rolling thick. Then he says he did not, he signed the contract, but she wasn't getting any of his money. Well, what would the contract be, sir? Usually people don't sign contracts just to say, you are my mentee. She was getting some of your money. You might not want to admit it, but Tasha K definitely was getting some of your money, Storm. There's no way that you sign a contract and it's $0 are involved. Tasha had access to your YouTube channel, just like Armon asked you. When she posted your revenue, how did she get that information? Oh, I was sending her screenshots. No, Tasha K had access to your YouTube studio. She had access to you. There's no way that you just had a contract and there was no money involved. Come on now. Come on. And then you just want to throw everything down on Tasha. It's all Tasha K. Tasha K was the mastermind. Tasha K was the puppet. Yeah, I might have doxed Armon's father. I might have done all these activities. I might have dragged Armon. I might have did videos through subliminals, been in an imaginary beef with Armon Wiggins because of Tasha K. But Tasha's the mastermind. Now this is all Tasha K's fault. I'm not buying that. I'm not ready to just throw it all on Tasha K. You are a grown man. Can't nobody make you do anything. You participated in things because your agenda was to grow that damn YouTube channel, was to get numbers, get money, and YouTube fame. And I don't understand it when people you could just put in hard work and get this on your own, obtain it on your own. What did you really even gain? I'm still trying to figure it out. You're at 200K subscribers that you did on your own. Tasha can't make those people subscribe to you. Tasha can't make the people watch. This is what I don't understand. Y'all want to use these Tasha K, her name. The only thing that her name does is garner views in a video. But that's not making people subscribe to your channel. So you give her way too much credit. I feel like people just give her too much credit. She does not deserve all of that credit. She is not a god. She is not the YouTube end all and be all. Oh, Tasha K, for why? Because she got some lights. She makes her production look good. All you need is some lights and a decent camera, a microphone, earplugs. Make sure your sound quality is good. I don't understand. You got to have a personality. She can't give you a personality. So, again, I mean, it's the cap for me, for Tasha K. I don't understand why y'all give her all of this clout. I really don't. But I wasn't buying it. The interview, Storm comes across. Pam says he sounds disingenuous. Yeah, Storm comes across disingenuous because Storm comes across as a fake, because Storm is a fake on YouTube. That's not his persona. That's not his personality. He's busy trying to hide behind this person that he's created on YouTube. But we all know that the real Storm Monroe is behind the person we see on camera. Him trying to portray himself as this straight male when we know that he's not a straight male. And I don't care what none of y'all say, storm chasers or whatever y'all call yourselves over there. He's not straight. That is a bi man. That is not a straight male. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear, oh, he's feminine. Storm is bi. He is not straight. And that's his business. Right? But it doesn't surprise me, and it won't surprise me if he come out now that he's from up under Tasha, because he knew Tasha was homophobic. He knew if he had told her that he was straight up, gay, she wasn't going to have that. So he had to play the role. I mean, now isn't Tasha coming out saying that he's gay? She's seen those mannerisms. She's seen the way he carries himself. And I'm not saying this as, a dig against the community. I'm just saying, own who you are. He's gay. Bi, whatever you want to call it. He's not a straight male. Sorry. But I, watching that interview, it just didn't feel, he just want to throw everything on Tasha. This ain't all Tasha K. This is you too. She didn't make you participate. She didn't make you be a part of that. You chose to be a part of that because you wanted to grow. So, throwing it all on Tasha, I'm not with that. And, that's what people do, though. Every time, when you fall out now, it's, oh, you can use her as the scapegoat. You can use the other person. It's all their fault. They made me do it. I was doing it because, I was under a contract. I highly doubt that your contract said, go after Armon Wiggins. I'm employing you, and I'm bringing you up here to Atlanta to go against Armon Wiggins. I highly doubt that was in a contract, but it was said. It was like an unknowing job of Storm Monroe to go against Armon, and Storm knew that, and then it was how he called people fans. Did you notice how Storm was calling the viewers and subscribers fans? So this boy thinks that he has fans. Okay, he thinks he's famous. All right. I listen to people's words. He didn't use viewers and subscribers. He said this is what the fans fans, bitch. Okay, he said he got fans. Said that's what the fans wanted to see. The fans wanted to see the beef. I'm like, Storm, when did you get fans? You only got 200K subscribers. Fans? But it just I'm just not buying it. I've been watching in these streets what's actually has been going on. If there's been any updates or any changes, I wanted to touch on a little bit with Olga, Larry Reid, and Tasha K with this whole 25K situation. Now, I want to give you the real deal behind this legally. Now, if Larry Reid, now it didn't surprise me. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, so I'll give you a little. So I guess there was a live that Conscious TV, Tasha K. I don't know how this live came, but apparently during this live, it was exposed by Tasha K that Larry Reid lost. Now, I don't know if she bought this out or Conscious brought this out. I don't know who actually brought this out because I have not watched all these videos. There has been so much going on, but I know that the gist of it is that Larry Reid is stating that Olga lost his case. It was a civil lawsuit. We all know that Larry used Olga as well, just like Tasha used Olga with the Cardi B lawsuit. Well, Olga did not file some paperwork in time with Larry's case, so Larry ended up losing his case by default. Okay? Now we know that Olga has a problem with that. Olga has a problem with submitting paperwork on time. That's why Tasha K lost her case based on paperwork not being submitted timely, based on Olga not taking things seriously, not actually submitting the paperwork with, thought out responses, just throwing shit together. What have I said this entire time? She would just throw a brief together, throw paperwork, throw a motion together, something to throw back into the court, just something to put together. She never thinks it out. She never has it thoroughly documented. It's not presented properly. So Larry ended up losing his case. So it was 25K was the judgment that he had to pay. All right. So Tasha said, well, okay, wait, I'm jumping ahead. So I guess when Larry let his community know that he needed the 25K, Conscious TV, who is Larry Reid's mentee, raised $8,000 on his platform, and then Larry raised the other 15K. So they had the 25K and paid, well, they had the 25K to pay what Larry needed to pay. Now, this is why, now I'm getting ready to lay this out. Now, if I don't have that, like, if it's not in bullet points, if it's not specifically, but that's the gist of it, okay? Larry Reid lost his case because Olga was incompetent. 25K was the judgment that was going to have to be paid. So Conscious raised 8, Larry raised 15, so they had the money to pay the judgment. All right. Now, 8 and 15, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, that's 24K, right? So I guess maybe they was going to have the other little thousand, whatever. So they had the money essentially to pay it. Olga, so when Tasha was on the live, Tasha exposed that Olga actually paid the 25K out of her own pocket. So what did Larry Reid do with the money that was raised? That he took that money and ran with it. Okay. So there is another blogger who found the court docs regarding that payment. The judge scolded Larry Reid for not paying and told him he was lying to his subs. Now, my thing is this. Olga paid it, right? but they have since won on appeal. So wouldn't that mean that if they won on appeal, that the $25,000 is going to be refunded back to Olga? Because if she made the payment, whenever there is an appeal and you win, any, anything that has come will be overturned and reversed. So if you were found liable and you got to pay money and you pay it, you win on appeal, they are going to refund that money. What's wrong? They're gonna refund that money. They're not gonna keep the money, right? So Larry Reid is saying that's not true. But if a judge is scolding him for not making the payment, first of all, Olga, I understand. Now, this is where I have a problem. Olga, I understand that you lost the case because you felt guilty because you didn't file the paperwork in time and you lost the case. But why would you take $25,000 of your own money and pay it if you were going to appeal? Wouldn't you wait? This is the same situation. This is why I don't get it. And I need to see that paperwork from the attorney, from the lawyer. I'm sorry, of that payment and the judge scolding Larry, because that doesn't make sense to me. First of all, nothing goes that fast. I'm like, why would the payment be made so fast? If he just got found liable by a default and has to pay the $25,000, but then Olga appeals it and now it's overturned, they're going to give the $25,000 back. This is the same thing with Tasha K. She hasn't made a payment yet because she appealed. So she's waiting for the verdict of that appeal to then start paying. So why would he find, I am going to find the paperwork, because that doesn't, everybody, I can find them. Y'all right. And I will be, once we get off the stream, I will be looking into that, because that doesn't make sense to me. I need to see that paperwork. I need to see the payment from Olga, because first of all, I've never heard of a lawyer paying any liability for a client. Why would she take $25,000 of her own money and pay it? And why would it need to be paid so fast? You wouldn't need to pay a judgment that fast. A week, a month, a few weeks' time. It doesn't go like that. Which is why Tasha hasn't made a payment with her case yet, because it's up for appeal. And she's waiting on the verdict of that appeal. So I don't understand why Larry's $25,000 needed to be paid so fast, right? If she was just going to appeal it. So that just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like, I don't believe Tasha. I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. I have to research anything that comes out of her mouth. Why would Olga pay $25,000 for Larry Reid? Because now I get that, because she didn't file the paperwork in time. Lawyers do that all the time. People lose by default all the time because something wasn't filed timely. So I don't understand why it would need to be paid so fast. I don't get that. And then if you know that you're just going to appeal it, just don't make sense to me. So we're going to look into that. I'm going to try to get that paperwork so that we can go over it and we can see if it's legitimate and if it's actually documentation that shows that Olga paid the $25,000. Okay? We need to see that, because it just don't sound right to me. Usually when you get a verdict liable, we got to pay, you don't pay it a week later, 2 weeks later, boom, it's paid. Doesn't work like that. Especially if you are going to appeal. Now you got the appeal in, and usually when you got the appeal in, it's taking a while for that, the verdict on that. So I don't understand why that $25,000 needed to be paid so quickly. So it just doesn't sound right to me. Now, where did the $25,000 go, Larry? Now, that's a proven fact that $8,000 was raised and the $15,000 was raised. Where's that money? If you didn't give it to the people's down to the courthouse, then that money should be still sitting somewhere. So according to Tasha, Larry used the people's money. Okay. According to Tasha K. And she's supposed to be friends with Larry Reid, right? So we need to find that. We need to look into that. We'll get that, and we'll review those court documents because it just doesn't sound right to me. LRL said that is what they told Tasha to keep Tasha from spreading the real truth, authorized by Olga. This has me wondering if Olga paid for TK second appeal since she filed it before the case was closed and TK looked stupid to the public. I don't believe that Olga paid for anything. I don't believe Olga paid $25K. That doesn't sound right. There's no attorney is going to go in their own pocket and pay a $25K debt for a client. Doesn't sound right. But see, people on down to the YouTube will believe anything, which is why we deal in receipts. I need to see a receipt. I need to see the receipt before I go around and spread that. That don't sound right to me. Just logically, knowing how the court system works and knowing how lawyers get down, why would she pay 25? Who the hell is Larry Reid to her? He just another black man case she done fucking lost. Why would she go and pay 25K for him? He's not no big time celebrity where, I don't want to get, I don't want him to slander my name in the public. Let me pay this. Like, no. What was she standing to gain by paying something for him? Lawyers only do things where they stand to gain to make money. She is not going to take 25K out of her pocket and pay because she lost this case by default for not filing something in time. Bullshit. That's not even ethically right. It's not morally or ethically right. It's not something that you probably can even legally do. Like, as an attorney, you probably can't even legally do that. Pay your client's debt. I don't even think you can do that. It's probably not even ethical, according to like legal code and all that. You can't pay your goddamn tab for your client. CTV said the AK was approved by the donors and donated to an app. Okay. Well, still, they raised it. Was it transferred over to Larry Reid? So it just doesn't make any sense to me, you guys. Exactly. Nope, she could be disbarred. It just doesn't make sense. But people down to the YouTube will believe anything. According to Larry Reid, Olga didn't want Tasha to know what really happened internally, so they both agreed to tell Tasha that Olga paid the 25K. And she's so stupid that she would believe something like that. When I heard that shit, I knew that it was a bold-faced lie because there's no way that an attorney would be paying 25K for anyone. And then I'm just looking at the rules of black and white. Black woman versus black man. What the hell is she gonna pay 25K for a black man for? For what? I'm just looking at the rules of black and white. Ain't no white woman paying no 25K for no black man. I'm sorry. No black YouTuber at that. She will believe anything. That don't even make sense. Legally, Olga is not permitted to even do anything like that. Legally, Olga isn't supposed to talk to her clients about each other. Exactly. That's not even ethical. She can be disbarred or get some type of fines for even doing that. They shouldn't even be talking about each other's cases. Just doesn't make sense. So, oh, child, it's been a lot going on in these streets as it pertains to that whole little sector over there. Armon, I'm glad that he got his, vindication because, you know, what he's been going through with Tasha and Storm, that would just drive anybody crazy, right? The whole rush to 100K, Storm act like that wasn't even none. He didn't know nothing about it. Wasn't his idea. Everything was Tasha K. But I am glad that, like I said, that Armon got some vindication. He got some questions answered, and he was able to see. You know that you feel like, am I crazy? Are these people doing this, or is it just me? It was one of those moments for Armon. He got to get a lot of questions answered, a lot of, those moments of, is it just me, or are you doing this to me? Storm was able to put, some context to a lot of their, behind the scenes drama. Um, but again, Tasha K, the puppet master, Tasha's just evil. Okay, this woman is just evil. I don't understand why she, and then Storm, it was her husband told her not to do certain things, and she still did it anyway. And we know that's what she does. We know Shaq tells her, no, don't do this. No, this is not this. And she does things anyway. Right? So, honey, it's a whole mess. It is a whole mess. I am looking for Tasha and Chelsea to fall out next. I don't know the whole dynamic between her and Chelsea. I really don't try to get into talking about Chelsea because I don't really follow her, nor do I watch any of these lives that she does, or, I don't really, watch anything about her. But I do know that her being an employee of Tasha, they're just extremely too close. It's not business oriented. Tasha's into these people's lives entirely too much. And that's why she goes and gets these young people, because she can't pull this type of shit on no grown ass women. That's why she goes and gets these young people to work for her and work up under her. She can put them under contracts. She can pay them under the table. She can give them scraps and pennies, and they can think like, it makes them feel like they're working for some big time celebrity. Chelsea, you can't tell her she not working for Cardi B. You can't tell her she ain't working for Nicki Minaj. Child, she think she is working for some big time celebrity. Again, you guys have given her too much credit. Tasha and Chelsea will be falling out next. Mark my words. Chelsea and Tasha will fall out before the end of this year or beginning of next year. Nicole says, I believe that. Did Wiley ever happen? I don't know. What do you mean? Did Wiley ever happen? Did what? Did Wiley ever get the mentorship? I don't know. Give me more specifics, Sephora, what you mean by that. Sounds suspect. It does. Storm said she doesn't deserve her husband. That was a strange comment. Storm knows all the inside with that household. Storm has been living in that basement before. Storm has been around that family 24/7. And I bet you if Storm, he's not as messy as he could be. There's probably a lot of tea that Storm could spill about what is went on inside of that home. But he's not that vindictive. I don't see him doing a tell all about Tasha K's private life. And she probably had him sign some sort of NDA, some sort of, where he can't talk about any of those type of details. It wouldn't surprise me if, that's not the case. I gotta go. I shouldn't even be in this lane because I gotta go to um so, I don't think that we'll be getting any tea on what went down inside of the Kibi household. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably signed an NDA, even though his contract is up, you know, business wise. But I don't know. When you sign an NDA, I don't think that there are any time limits or parameters around that. I think when you sign an NDA saying that you are not to talk about certain things, that covers period. I don't think that that is like a contract has a time limit. I don't think an NDA has a time limit. I think that it is just forever, always, right? So he probably signed an NDA where he can't talk about what goes on in her home. Tasha's smart. So when she had Storm living with her and he came and lived in that basement and lived up underneath her family, you know that a person that's living with you gonna hear y'all arguments. They're gonna see your ups and downs. They're gonna see private moments. She had that boy sign a statement stating that he was not going to go and tell her business. He was not going to go Yes, there is no time limit on an NDA. It has expired now, though. I don't think so. I don't think that an NDA, just like when Beyonce, right? When she has parties and stuff, she has people sign NDAs. When she has get-togethers, parties, functions, she has people sign NDAs. So if there was time limit on it, it would be like, okay, people would have been coming out talking about what didn't happen at a Beyonce party or what didn't happen, places where they've signed NDAs. I don't think that there's a time limit on it. I think when you sign one of them, you sign one of them saying that you cannot talk about a particular situation ever. I believe that. I'll research and look that up, but I think that's the T behind the NDA. Hi, Miss T. See you, girl. I see you waving in the chat. Hey, Shannon. I see you creeping on in. No, it wouldn't be expired yet, Shannon says. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, he did call her a dirty dish rag. I did see that. Uh, Armon dragged that thing out, honey, the other night. That was an epic video, too. But, yeah, so, girl, get the story correct. He never lived with Tasha K. Yes, he did live with Tasha K. He did. Maybe you don't know that, but he did live with Tasha K. He lived in her basement. When he first came to Atlanta, he did live with Tasha K. He lived in her basement. Um, that's a proven, yes, he did. Now, other people in the chat, please let Trina know that he did live with Tasha K. In the beginning, when he came to Atlanta, he lived there. He lived in the basement. Wasn't it a table or something that the husband built? And I mean, when he used to go live, he was down there in that basement. He did, sweetie. He lived in the basement. Yeah, he did for a while. Trina, go and sit down somewhere, honey. Go take a nap. Go take a nap, Trina. Trina, he said it. Storm has said it himself. Go take a nap. Go take a nap, Trina. Thank you, dear. I mean, you came up in here strong with it too, didn't you? Girl, you report correct information. Okay, so it ain't just me that heard that, dear. All right, Trina, now, girl. Good morning. Been missing the shows. Work is kicking me. I watched them yesterday. I'm not being rude, baby. You were rude. He comment. Is giving you the energy you gave me. This what you did. This what you did. Girl, get the story correct. He never lived with Tasha K. Report correct info with stop signs in a hand. So who's rude? Me or you? I just matched your energy. And we're going to leave that comment up there. I keep telling y'all, don't come over here. Yes, it says the Sweet Pea Diaries, but you're not going to meet Sweet Pea all the time. You might meet somebody else. Don't come over here with that shit and then get mad. Girl, how was you not screaming? You're typing. So how do I know whether you're screaming or not, lady? You're typing. You about to get blocked, Trina. Girl, you came over here nasty and rude. All right, so child, they be acting like I'm supposed to be this person that just let people talk to me any kind of way. Like, I don't care whether you watch or not. You can leave. Like, you're not going to get smart with me on my own stuff and then try to tell me that I'm being rude. You came up here with a nasty ass disposition and you got met with the same energy. But again, where were we at before we was rudely interrupted, Trina? God. Trina, so you, girl, bye. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you, lady. I Where was we at? Um, yeah, but he was living in the basement. That's where we were. And he has seen a lot go down in that house. And like I said, he probably had to sign an NDA, you know. Um, Girl, Nikki, block her. Please block this woman. We're not going back and forth with these weirdos this morning. Um, right. um, but like I said, I don't think that there is a time limit on an NDA. I think that it's a time limit on that contract. He said, what did he say? June 15th, June 18th. And he said, once his contract was up, that's when he was waiting to make statements once his contract was up. So now that his contract is up, he can talk about certain things. I'm really just not feeling that, because it's like now you're just trying to put everything on Tasha K as though you were just a night like this unwilling participant and she was making you do all this. Sir, you had a choice. You had a choice, and your choice was, thank you, Nikki. Your choice was to do what you did: participate in the foolery, gain your subs, gain your following, and get your numbers. And I ain't mad at you, but don't sit up there and act like it was all Tasha K. Like, no, we're not going to do that. Like, you're just this innocent person, and it was just all Tasha. I don't remember. Like, when he asked about the gay guy and the whole $5,000, he act like he didn't even remember. He act like he didn't even know what Armon was talking about, the trans guy or the trans person or whatever it was, that conversation. He act like he didn't even know what Armon was talking about. Right. We be trying to give everyone an opportunity to express for their feelings. Once you get disrespectful, you will be blocked. Thank you, Nikki. Only an envious, plotting woman says she doesn't deserve her husband. What man says that? And I wouldn't say that Tasha K doesn't deserve her husband. That's really not for Storm to be saying what she deserves or what she doesn't deserve. But that tells you that he was never really her friend. He never really cared too much for Tasha. He just was trying to get what he could get his, and roll out. Because secretly you sitting back thinking she don't deserve her man. She don't deserve what she got. But you sitting over there eating, though. You eating off of her. But she don't deserve, that's not something that a person that is riding with you would say about you. But this child, this is the type of shit that people do, that you bring them in your home, you sit them up under you. That's the type of stuff that they be thinking. That's the type of stuff he be thinking. But I am at my destination, you guys. I'm going to cut this thing short. Pick up um we'll pick up with this later on this evening. I'm going to try to find the documentation uh with this payment, this little 25K. We're going to try to go over that documentation, and we're going to go over whether or not it was supposed to be paid so quickly. Was it ever paid? Like, we're going to get the real tea, because that don't make no sense to me. 25K, you win this, you found liable, you pay it. Olga, you tell the lie that you tell Tasha that Olga paid it. But I ain't buying none of that, because why did the 25K have to be paid so fast? Oh, but this is a narrative. Maybe it was never paid. Okay, but you got 25K from your subs and your people. Where's that money? Right? And then now that the verdict is overturned, you're not going to have to pay that. See, it's just, we're going to dig in it and get the paperwork. Okay. So I'm getting ready to go, you guys. I love you. I don't know. I don't know. Susie says, do you think that this lawsuit story is a plot to get TK back buzzing on YouTube? I don't know, but it just don't sound right to me, right? That 25K would be paid so quickly. And then if it is just a lie that they told Tasha, still, your fans and people gave you 25K, right? Storm said you got the fans. Storm said y'all got fans, and y'all fans paid that 25K. They donated that money. So where is it? Did it go back to the people? Did y'all send that money back? And I don't, like I said, I don't see why it had to be collected so quickly if you were just going to file an appeal. Usually you wait till after the appeal and everything, and then once that verdict is rendered, then you go ahead and pay it if you're found still to be liable. So it just don't make sense to me. So we're gonna see if we can get that paperwork, and we'll talk about it later. Okay, you guys. So you guys have a blessed day. Have a great day. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.